Hi everybody, happy Saturday. It's Cindy from Ask Nurse Cindy. I'm here at the Dallas Love Field Airport. It's Saturday. I'm on my way to Salt Lake City for another wound care conference, and I thought I'd just say hi and share with you guys some of the things that I've been reading and some intriguing things that I found at the San Antonio airport. So those of you that are not aware of who I am or you're just new to following me, my name is Cindy. I'm a registered nurse for 39 years. I just turned 60. Been following the ketogenic lifestyle for about a year now. So if you guys can hear me, can you give me some thumbs ups or hearts, because I'm in the airport and I plugged in my headset. So, oh good. Oh, that's great. All right, so thanks for joining me on Saturday morning. What I wanted to do was talk to you a little bit today, and hopefully I can put my glasses on and see some questions today. But oh, thanks for all the hearts. Yeah, it's good to see everybody. Where are you coming from? So you'll see me turn this around. I was all fancy and trying to do it from my iPad, but it didn't work on my computer. So, oh, Louisiana, good morning everybody. How's everybody doing? Come on board. It's Saturday on my way to Salt Lake City for a wound care conference. And I had some time in the San Antonio airport because I had to pick up my car that was at the shop. So I got there early, and I was walking through to get myself some snacks or some stuff before I got on the plane. I always like to look and see if new keto snacks are out, because they're coming, more and more are coming out. I think monthly thing is becoming quite a bit mainstream. And as you guys continue to follow me, I thank you for that. I try to bring to you, informed self-care. My brain just stopped working. Informed self-care, so that as you seek to better your health, as you seek to improve your lot in life, lose weight, have more energy, reduce inflammation, that you've chosen ketogenic lifestyle, meaning we're going to generate ketones on our own. A lot of you ask me, how do I get started? So let me show you, and I know this is flipped, and I apologize for that, but let me see, I think there's a way that you can flip this around, but I don't know how to do that, so. Nope, that's not going to work. Anyway, so let me talk to you about some of the things that I'm reading and some of the things that folks that I rely on for my information. I know it's backwards. Let me put it up there so you can see it. This is called Grain Brain, and it's by Dr. David Perlmutter. He is a psychologist. Let me put it up so you can flip it up. Perlmutter. And he's a neurologist who's been talking about ketogenic and its impact on the brain. So this is called Grain Brain, and it talks about how carbohydrates impact our brain from a neurologist's point of view. But it's actually a pretty good read. And if you look at this, I got it at the half price. Bookstore. So you can get them from Amazon. You can go to half price bookstores. It's pretty cool that you can get a $30 or $25 book for $14. So that's a great one. And he's got a YouTube channel that's wonderful. He's got podcasts, and he's always talking about not just ketogenic eating, where we lower our carbohydrates, up our fats, and have moderate amounts of protein to generate ketones, but he talks about the gut microbiome. Our intestines have millions and trillions of DNA from bacteria that reside in our gut, and we have altered our gut microbiome over the past couple of decades, almost beyond recognition. And our gut, or our intestines, are our second brain. When we eat food, we're literally giving it nuggets of information. That food's digested, and it triggers a host of biochemical responses in our body. So what we eat is not just about losing weight, and I've lost 63 pounds so far. I did that moderate reduction in my fat intake. I'd been stalled at 58 pounds for a long time, and just a moderate reduction in my fat, nothing drastic. Just didn't put quite as much butter on my eggs, didn't put quite as much fat on my plate, and it was a great little shift down to be able to be in the 63 pounds. I'm lighter than I think I was in high school. I think I'm still got ways to go. I've still got 30 or 40 pounds to go. But the other one that I really like, this one's called Always Hungry by Dr. David Ludwig out of Harvard. So if any of your doctors want to know, is this safe? Is this, oh, you guys are crazy? Let them know that there's folks at Duke, there's folks at Cleveland Clinic, there's folks at Harvard, fairly prestigious universities and research centers. And this one's called Always Hungry, okay? And that's how I was. That's who I was before I started this way of eating. I always was thinking about food. I was always contemplating what's next. I always felt driven to eat. And it wasn't that I was weak. It wasn't that I was not intelligent or lazy. It was that I was being driven by carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are digested very quickly. Blood sugar goes up. Insulin is released out of the pancreas. Insulin does what it's supposed to do, and it helps drive the blood sugar back down in a normal range. And as it goes through the muscles, it goes through the liver, it offers up this glucose to the muscles and the liver. And when they need it, they will take it up and store it as glycogen. When they don't need it, what happens is the fat cells are then opened up, the insulin rings the doorbell, ding dong, and the fat cells go, oh, it's you again. You were just here a couple of hours ago. Yes, I'll take the extra glucose. You mean the muscles didn't need it? And so what happens is we end up storing fat, and as the blood sugar comes back down, then we get hungry again. So by changing to a high-fat, medium-protein, low-carbohydrate way of eating, which is well supported by a ton of research, you're going to find a change in your life that mine was so dramatic. My whole family's been on it now for anywhere between 10 months a year. My brother Steve, who just hit the 83-pound mark, I think we've lost about 500 pounds together. But let me show you. This is this month's health magazine with Eva Longoria on the front, and in it on page, so it's not just the big research centers, more and more mainstream, in page 45, it says go ahead and stop counting calories, and it's an article about high fat. It's an article about stop counting calories, just reduce your carbohydrates, especially the processed ones, increase your fat. Then we've got in this magazine, which I hardly ever buy, I don't ever buy this typically because it's, I mean, if you love it, that's fine, but I don't typically buy it. It's called For Women First, I think. And it's typically, I think, just a lot of hidden ads for different companies, but that's okay. But what struck me was, let me see if I can turn it around, Dr. David Perlmutter, the guy who wrote The Grain Brain. He's in there talking about, and it starts on page 30, about reducing your carbohydrate intake and the gut microbiome and how important it is. And then I saw this one. I've spent a lot of money at the airport today on magazines, and this is fitness. And in this it says best research review, best of fat loss for 2016. And once again, it's about weight loss revolution. So it is starting to come out everywhere. I hope it's something that you take the time to. I'm here to help you as far as I can about my journey, but as a nurse, I'm not here to diagnose, treat, or cure. I can't give you guys medical advice. I don't want to. It's something that's between you and your healthcare practitioner. It's something that you need to research. But the older you are, if you're a woman, and the older you are and the longer you've been sedentary and had a weight problem like myself, the longer it's going to take to get back to normalizing things. So let me take a look at, see who's coming in, and let's see. Let me sort of scroll back up to the top here, so bear with me while hi Lauren, that's my daughter Lauren. Hello hi Ben, how are you? And Liz, good morning to Liz and Renee and Alina. Hi everybody from Sugarland. Hi Janet and Washington State. Becky, I love Washington State. And hi Shannon, how are you? Okay, so I love you too, Lauren. That's my daughter. So, Ranch Cucamonga in California. I used to cover that area. I am getting thinner. Thanks, Kia. So I tell you what's interesting is even if the scales aren't really moving, your body fat percent is changing, and it's muscle sparing. It's actual, just normal activity can help you add muscle mass because of the ketones. So as you shift from a high carbohydrate diet to a low carbohydrate diet, you increase your fat, you're very satisfied. Here's what's interesting. In the presence of insulin, so if I'm eating every couple of hours and insulin is in my bloodstream to push the glucose out, as much fat as I have stored still today, and especially as much as I had 63 pounds ago, it cannot be released in the presence of insulin. So it's not just the reduction of carbohydrates, it's a reducing the insulin presence, because in the absence of insulin, excessive insulin in my bloodstream, now my fat cells can open up. All those stored calories can now escape and be used for energy. So those of you that are insulin resistant, you have hyperinsulinemia, you've been told you're pre-diabetic, it takes time. It takes time to let that change occur, to help your body heal, to put good whole foods in your gut so your gut microbiome heals. Please take a prebiotic or probiotic or both if you haven't. So yes, thank you for noticing. Let's see, to us, sugar. Oh, okay, so there's another good documentary, Sugar Coated and that sugar film. So that's interesting. Yes, thanks, Sandra. I will try to travel safe. I always hope the pilot is. I'm not much control there. Should insulin-resistant people restrict green veggies too? That's an interesting question. What Dr. Eric Westman out of Duke University says is that if you're diabetic or pre-diabetic, that you should count total carbs, and he wants your total carbs versus net carbs to be about 20. And the reason he wants that is so that you can more rapidly reduce that insulin resistance. Your cells, think of that doorbell, ding dong, I've got some glucose for you. 2 hours later, ding dong, oh, got some more glucose for you. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. What happens over time is the cells don't want to answer the doorbell. They don't want to answer the doorbell. It takes more and more insulin in the bloodstream just to get the fat cells to unlock. So it's going to take you time. Restrict them compared to restricting donuts, no, but about 2 handfuls of salad, a cupful of broccoli. Your vegetables are not the key driver. The fat is for most of your calories. Fat's the only macronutrient that does not raise the blood sugar. So it's all relative, and you'll have to play with how your body responds. Yes, my brother Steve is so real. Thank you, Sandra. He's just awesome. Let me see what else. I always thought it was, Liz, you said, I always thought it was weird that my doctor told me to eat 5 small meals a day, and I knew my blood sugar was never going down, but I followed my doctor's order. I wish I'd gone with my instincts, yeah, and did what was right. Yeah, more and more medical folks are starting to, hey, they have good intentions. They really have good intentions, but they don't get nutritional training in med school. They just pick up what they read in the different journals and magazines, just like you and I do. So we really should only eat when we're hungry. Let your body tell you, because the longer you can go without eating, and I'm not talking something stupid, ridiculous, not, but we don't have to have 3 meals a day. People didn't have 3 meals a day before there was refrigeration. Can you see all the people walking behind me? I'm in the airport, so those of you that joined me late. But eat when you're hungry. Eat good, healthy, high nutrient dense foods. Green leafy vegetables, anything that grows above the ground is pretty much going to be okay. And then high fats, medium protein. So there's keto calculators. My daughter Rachel just found a good free app on the App Store called Keto Calculator. And in that you can plug in your height, your weight, your age, and things like that. And it'll spit out a baseline for your macronutrients. But remember, everybody's different. Everybody might be on different medications, different body mass, different activity levels. So you're the only person that can really judge how you're doing. So I had to reduce my fat a little bit to jumpstart my body, because I'd lost 58 pounds, and what it took to keep me going in the weight loss wasn't what it took to get me there. So you guys are going to have to play around with it as you learn this. Yeah, the keto calculator is great. Hi, Kim. How are you? And Nancy. Yeah, pre and probiotics. Probiotics are the ones you can buy that have all the live cultures in them. A prebiotic is typically a non-digestible fiber like inulin. And I'm sorry for all the background noise. How dare they? Hold on, let me look for my microphone. How dare they make announcements when I'm in an airport? Anyway, so a prebiotic would be something like inulin or oat fiber, things that aren't digested at all, that aren't able to be digested. So let me see what else is there. I'm probably not going to stay on much too long. My concern is about the recent increase in popularity is big companies created products that aren't really keto friendly, creating a false perception for people desperate to lose weight, and they don't. Sandra, this is good. Yeah, they don't have a real understanding. Yeah, so that's why, as much as possible, oh, look at that crazy hair. As much as possible, don't buy a lot of packaged low keto stuff. As much as possible, eat things that don't have a label on them at all. I mean, meat doesn't have you just have to look it up. Eggs don't come packaged with a label on them. I just bought 2 hard-boiled eggs here at the airport. I spent $3 for 2 hard-boiled eggs, but that was a good choice. I had little packets of mayonnaise, so I put a little mayonnaise on, made an egg salad sandwich. Not sandwich. I had some, we call them pork rinds that I scooped it up with. So, yeah, be careful the amount of, there's some great companies out there that have good heart and they want to provide snacks and things for the ketogenic community. But always look at the amount of additives. Look at your total carbs as well as your net, because some people, you might digest a fiber and actually it'll spike your blood sugar, which causes insulin. And in the presence of insulin, there is no fat burning. So we really need to get that insulin out of our bloodstream. The longer you've been insulin resistant, the longer it'll take for that to settle back down. But that in no means you're not getting better and healthier every single day you're doing this way of eating. So that's good, Sandra. Thank you for that. Oh, and there's Kathy. Hi, Kathy. And Nancy, thanks for sharing the keto calculator. Yeah, my daughter Lauren says, I agree, Sandra, eat whole foods and try to stay away from prepackaged stuff, especially if it's marketed as keto. Yeah, I picked up at the half-price bookstore, I picked up a cookbook that said it was a low-carb cookbook, and it had some crazy stuff in it, and some of the carbohydrate counts per serving were like 30 or 40, and I was like, are you kidding me? that is not a low, that is not a low carb cookbook. So be aware, be a smart consumer. So I think that's about it for me. Does anybody have any other questions? Something that you, if I missed it, type it back in again. Yeah, so we just want to eat as much whole foods as we can. I never knew that little thing on the headphone was a microphone. Yeah, Krista, ha! I could sing to you guys. Ooh, I got some crazy hair. It's very humid here in Dallas, so my hair is like doing crazy things. So I've got another video from Howard, my friend Howard Utra from the Tampa, Florida area on an upper body workout. I'm going to be posting that. And my website's a little delayed. It's probably going to not be up till about June. But in that, I'll have different tabs for recipes. I'll have different tabs for my videos sorted by type, things like that. So Traveling Mercies, thank you so much. Diet soda, what do you think? Sandra, loaded question. Of course, it's best to not drink it, but if diet soda is something that you drink, which I do on occasion, I'm trying to do less than I used to. Diet Coke is sort of my fall down, but there's a brand of drink that's sweetened with stevia, and it's all about the aspartame. It's all about the sweetener that is artificial that can cause your blood sugar to spike. So I know I need to, in fact, I'll post a thing when I finally decided to give them up. I think that if it's keeping you on the diet and you're not going back to eating a donut because you have it, that's great. But I also think that being off of them and being on tea, green tea, water, coffee is good, coffee is fine. Splenda as a sweetener. It's an artificial, that's the aspartame type stuff, and different people have different feelings about it. The people that I trust, like Dr. Adam Nally and Dr. Eric Westman, recommend stevia, and Dr. She's not a physician, Maria Emmerich, who has a great, numerous cookbooks, they recommend using a natural sweetener like stevia. Now stevia can have a bitter aftertaste, but stevia glycerite is a liquid sweetener I buy off of Amazon. It's really good. I also use Swerve, S-W-E-R-V-E. Lauren, if you're still on, if you could type that in there. And that's erythritol. And there's all, and you can buy plain erythritol. There's also a company, what's the name of it? Christy Honeycutt, Cooking Keto with Christy recommends it. It's by Denmark. It's a sweetener that's really, really good and apparently does not spike. And they have a brown sugar one for those. So good stuff. So what about Fresco Pop? Oh, Fresco, the old Fresco? It depends on how you respond to it. Those of you that have a glucose meter, you can always test your blood sugar and see if it spikes your blood sugar. There's different ways to test your ketones to see if it drops your ketone level. You can do the urine sticks, but that's acetoacetate, and our bodies acclimate to that over time, so that will reduce the longer you're on keto. We breathe out acetone, and there's a breath analyzer meter you can buy. I want to get one, I haven't. Or you can test your blood for beta-hydroxybutyrate. And that's the most accurate one, but the strips are a couple bucks each, and I just haven't, I don't want to say I haven't cared enough, but I know I'm in ketosis. You get that keto breath, it's just like, yeah, but you're breathing out ketones your body doesn't need, and that's that acetone that you're breathing out. Swerve, both granular and powdered, they're really good. Sucrin, that's it, Sandra. Thank you for that. Sucrin is the one that's found at Sucrin USA. Thank you for posting that. And the Sucrin Fiber Gold is like golden. It's like a Karo syrup, but it's got huge amounts of fiber. So be careful you don't overdo that, because you'll be spending some time in the bathroom. So those are some good things, and you guys are just such a great audience. You're such great family. I almost feel like your family. I see your names, and a lot of you, I feel like I know you. So thank you so much. I'm on my way to Salt Lake City. I'll be there till Tuesday. So if any of you live in Salt Lake City, know that I'll be breathing the air with you. I hear you guys had snow the other day. So feel free to drop me some questions if you have them. We'll be getting back to those and trying to answer them. Please, as much as possible, post your questions for me on my Facebook page itself as a post versus going into my messages. I found one today that was like 3 weeks old, and it was, if you've got that question, a lot of other people do. So that's about it for me. Thank you. Give me some thumbs up or hearts or hugs or whatever it is you have on your thing to let me know that you're still with me. But I so appreciate every one of you. And so these are the books that I showed at the beginning. This is by Dr. David Lugwood. It's called Always Hungry, and he's from Duke. No, he's from Harvard. And then there's this one by Dr. David Perlmutter. And when I hear or read something by these two guys, I trust them. They're actual researchers. They're not just trying to market something. they're trustworthy, they're not loyal to a brand, they're loyal to you. So as you read these books, incorporate them. As you look at the magazines that are coming out, take those with a grain of salt unless it's actually written by a researcher. But other than that, you guys have an amazing, fantastic day, and I'll be talking to you soon. Thanks, everybody. Bye.